Shalom. I want to start by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to all the Akyam across the earth who are doing this work in sincerity and in truth. And shalom to the sincere brothers and sisters who are at home watching the videos and do the best to please Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai. So yeah, man, this video I want to jump into this article. There's a lot going on. If you look around you, like the scripture said, in the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9 and 1. Let me read that real quick. Let me see. It's the book of Second Ezra. Chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So by seeing these things, we know that the end of Esau's, the so-called white people, the end of Edom's rulership is at hand. It's already busy. It's just like that song of from Mobb Deep. This is the start of your ending. That's basically what it is. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Yeah, we see it, prophecies being unfolding right in our eyes. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. Yeah, and we see all these things, like Yahweh telling the disciples. They asked him, like, what shall be the sign of his coming, of his second coming. And this is what he said to his disciples. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Let me start at verse 3. Let me just start at verse 1, man. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. The buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deliver many, and shall deceive many. And we've been seeing it through the times, a lot of them so-called speaking, saying that they have a message straight from the Heavenly Father and all that, like that pastor from South Africa, which also messed a lot of people up. So yeah, a lot of stuff, pastors selling tickets to heaven, all kinds of this madness going on. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And we are in the midst of that. It's all about wars, rumors of wars. Iran with America, Yemen is involved, Israel is involved. Of course, Russia with Ukraine. Now they said that Iran he fired a missile at Turkey. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Israel been suffering from attacks from Iran, but they keep that out of the media. So yeah, we are in the midst of that. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, which are still, yeah, there's famines going on in Sudan also, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. So we witnessing all these things going on. And let me see another scripture in mind. Thessalonians. It's the book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse 1. But of the times and season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, like Trump had his safety committee, where people had to pay all this money, so he got a new plan for Gaza, that proud devil. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Yeah, because when a woman is about to give birth, the child is gonna come. It doesn't matter, whatever. It doesn't matter whatever how she feels about. If she thinks she's not ready or whatever, but once it's already in motion, the child is gonna come. When the water is broke, when the contractions are starting, it's already going on. And the same for these prophecies, it's already in motion. There's nothing that people can do against it. They can sit at the table and negotiate whatever they want, but the third world war is gonna come. The scriptures are very clear about that. Let me jump real quick to read you about that, and then I'm going to jump back to the book of First Thessalonians. So this is the book of Revelations, chapter 9 and verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. You see that? This is the book of Revelations, chapter 11 and verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Yes. So back to the first book of Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse 4. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. No, because we're watching the signs, we're watching the events which are going on in the world. Like it's written in the book of Second Esdras. We're measuring the time diligently. I said it. We putting the scriptures next to the events that are going on in this world. Ye are all children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation. You see that? So, yeah, let me read the article. So, French request assistance from Dutch naval vessel. A Dutch frigate may support the French aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle in the Mediterranean at France's request. The Dutch cabinet will make a decision on this shortly. In the meantime, the frigate is already setting course for the Mediterranean. The air defense and the command frigate in question, HNLMS Everton, has been participating in an international exercise in the Baltic Sea in recent week. All these war games that they got going on. This exercise involving 25 ships, 140 aircrafts, 1,200 drones, and military personnel from 24 countries also took place around the French aircraft carrier. The French have decided to send their fleet to the Mediterranean because of what's happening in Iran. They have asked us to help, said Defense Minister Yeltsin Goals. According to the French, it's a defensive deployment. You see that? So they are busy, so NATO and all that, they are busy to looking after themselves, because what America is doing, America is try to secure Iran so that they're gonna have monopoly over the oil and everything, because the thing is what I saw is that Iran has some chemical that they need to process the oil from Venezuela, which is I'm not 100% sure about that, but it probably is. I said it is probably the case because America, all these wars that they're fighting, so-called against regimes and all that, there's always something that they need from a country and they don't want to pay for it. They want it freely, and they already showed that they are basically are allowed to do whatever they want and nobody can go against them because they were so-called negotiating with Iran, and then Trump just decided to attack Iran. Look what he did with Venezuela. He just captured President Maduro. So he got all these and recently he wanted to take Greenland, which he still wants to have it, but basically they stopped talking about it. So NATO, they see that Trump is, America is doing whatever they want. So now they try to stick together, and that's also prophecy because eventually everybody's gonna turn against America. So you already see that they start to distance themselves. Now Europe, they signed made a deal with India, about um, I call that distribution, about doing business together. So they basically excluding America. And now America, they were, Trump was throwing tariffs on everybody, but now China got a lot of resources, so now they are ready to talk with China. It's funny, man. So the French have decided to send their fleet to the Mediterranean because of what's happening in Iran. They have asked us to help, said Defense Minister Yassine Gauls. According to the French, it's a defensive deployment. Yassine Gauls emphasized that no decision had yet been made about whether ZRMS Everton will actually be deployed, as the detail of the French plan still need to be finalized. But we have already decided to participate, so no time will be lost if we do, the minister explains. Around 170 people work on the HNLMS Everton. That is a significant number. Holland got a very small and weak army, man. That's a significant number, says Yes SEAL Girls. Before making a decision, we also need to consider the risk for them. Yesterday, President Macron, which means cripple in Papiamento, President Macron said that he primarily wants to keep vital shipping lanes open with the French aircraft carrier. We must protect our economic interest because oil and gas prices and international trade are being severely disrupted by the war, he said in a televised address. So basically what he said is like America is taking all the merchandise and letting us out so that we are going to be depending on America, and if they have all the resources they can put pressure on everybody because everybody need the oil and the gas, so in order for them to keep the economy going. Funny, man. So yeah, this is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, talking about the southern tribes and the northern tribes, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, the valley of the Most High's judgment. And that's exactly that region where they are. So everybody's going to be drawn over there. and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And this is, all the heathens, they're all gonna get it. Let me jump to the book of Slakia, Obadiah, because there it also shows you that it's for everybody. Everybody's gonna get it except the so-called white people, the Edomites. They're gonna be exterminated. That's their future. Thus said the Bible. So that's the book of Obadiah. There's only one chapter there, and verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. You see that? All of them. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. You see that? So they're all going to get it. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot. Yeah, you should watch the cabin of Uncle Tom. That shows you how they were sodomizing the little slave boys. And they have cast lots for my people. Even, they used to rape the strongest men. These plantation owners, they used to rape the strongest men, tie him up, and then let everybody watch. Those are the things that they used to do, man. These people that are walking upon the earth like they are the cleanest people, man. They're viler than the earth. If you read the book of Job, chapter 30, it explains you that, they viler than the earth. Job didn't even want his dogs, don't even want these people sit next to his dogs, because they be messing up the dogs also. That's what they do, man. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yeah, and what have ye done with me, O Tyre and Sidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, I will return your recompense upon your own head. So they cannot escape the judgment that is coming for them. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it into your temples, my goodly pleasant things, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, so the northern and the southern tribes, so-called Negros, Latinos, and the so-called Indianos, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Yeah, and that's also part of the curses we spread all over the world. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. Revelations 13 and 9 and 10. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabeans, to a people far off, for Yahweh had spoken it. Yeah, because these people are going into captivity also. So this is and the future of America. America is going to be destroyed, man. That is the future of America. Let me see. Because I can, I'm looking at Isaiah chapter 47. Basically, I can read the whole chapter, man. But I don't want to make the video too long. Let me just start at verse 7. Yeah. Maybe I'm gonna read that. Yeah. Yeah, let me start at yeah. It's a beautiful chapter, man. It's a beautiful chapter. I'm just gonna read it, man. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. So this talking about America. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen. And that's exactly what's going on right now. They seeing they seeing America for what it is, and they sick and tired of it. The Most High is putting the spirit upon them that they are ready to take a stance against it. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. As for your Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent, and get thee into the darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. No, everybody's gonna look, the name of America is gonna taste dirty in the mouth. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance. Yeah, we went in captivity and all this, still at the bottom, and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Thou didst, thou didst show no mercy. Slakia, thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the Asians hast thou heavily laid the yoke. Yeah, and this is going to happen to your people also. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it, because until today they think they're going to get away with all the blood that they got on their hands. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwelleth carelessly. Yeah, they still doing it like, okay, let's capture this, let's fuck with Cuba, we're gonna do whatever we want. If you want, we can take Greenland. Now they try to overthrow Iran. So we're gonna see how this is gonna go. That's therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasure, that dwelleth carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and no one besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitudes of thy sorceries, and for great abundance of thine enchantments. So all these truth sayers and all that, they they can't help America from its downfall, man. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and no one else beside me. Yeah, until this day they think that they are untouchable. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. Yeah, it's going to be like a horrible surprise. And mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. It's going to be a fucked up surprise. Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitudes of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. Always doing this witchcraft. If so, be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, So they're gonna talk like, okay, what we gonna do about this? Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame, there shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth, they shall wander everyone to his quarter, none shall save thee, because everybody is gonna turn their back against America, man. And this is about to happen. But the first major thing that we're looking forward to is the chip to be made mandatory, man. And yeah, man. So to all the brothers, all the Akyam doing this work, stay strong. Keep on praying to Yahweh Basham Yahushai for strength, because we're getting close to the end, man. Shit is about to go down, man. There's a lot going on. So yeah, man. So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Basham Yahushai Basham Kakadash. A double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to all the Akim across the earth who are doing this work in sincerity and truth. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom.